Okay, DGP 111. Back behind the mic, it's Steven and KP recording on a Monday, September 1st.
Howdy. It is Labor Day here in the U.S., here in the States, so we got the day off. If you ask, what the hell is Labor Day? It's basically, if you got a job, congrats, you get a national holiday. You have a job. Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day, dude. Actually, I saw a lot of restaurants open today, which I don't know how much that says about where we are sort of as an economy, but people were out and about working. Happy Labor Day, though, to those who are fortunate enough to take it off. And we're excited to be here. It's also deadline day, so happy transfer deadline day to those who celebrate.
Happy deadline day. Man, I feel like we're trying to be positive here. A lot of frustration yesterday. I gotta say, pretty annoyed, pretty frustrated. I'm glad we are doing this the next day. Because yeah, I think it was a bad day for a Sunday. So it's good to have Monday off so you can relax, chill, reflect on things from yesterday.
Yeah, 24 hours later, on the dot, I feel like. Right around this time, the game was ending. And before it, I gotta be honest with you, my vibes were high. I was pretty confident. I felt kind of unfazed by Anfield. You know how I feel about these games in August, September. The sun is still out, dude. We're just at the park with the boys. It's not giving me the same roar that it usually does. And look, man, played really good for about 75 minutes, lost to a worldie, and then I was pretty upset. I started to write down all the notes to the manager, dude.
Notes to the manager. Yeah, so KP and I actually watched this game together. Watched it at the crib, which was nice. He called it early. Anfield's not that scary. Not that scary to go to Anfield in August. Gotta say, the vibes were just good overall. The game started. I mean, dare I say, we outplayed them for the first half. Looked really good. Starting lineup looked really good. The only thing that really went wrong in the first 45 minutes was Saliba going down like 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that was obviously very unexpected, although it seemed like they had known about it in the warm-ups based on the post-game interviews. So they already had a plan in place, and it's good that, to see them execute on it. Mascara, we're going to have to talk about the kid. Number 3 had himself a day. We'll get to all of it. But yeah, dude, the first half, the lineup, I was okay with the lineup. I think everyone listening knows how I felt about the left wing. And as I was watching that first half, that was my only thing that at halftime, I'd like to see a change. I would like to see a change from the manager.
I think the socials were asking for a sub at the left wing. You got to say, I think it was kind of expected, the lineup, no lie. I think anybody knew, Salah's going to be on the right wing. Martinelli's the best defensive winger we have. They'll probably play him. But then you also have the change with Marino coming in, right? I guess if you looked at the first 45 minutes, like where did things potentially go wrong? Like, yes, we looked the better side. We didn't create a ton of chances. Why is that? I think there was a lack of creative attacking options there. So if you want to use hindsight, right? Hindsight's 20/20, but if you can go back in time, let's rewind the tape 24 hours. What would you have changed? I guess you'd probably potentially start a different left wing, or you could start a different center midfielder. I think those are really the two options everybody's looking at.
Yeah, and I think that I wouldn't touch the center mid decision. I was fine with that. Ethan Nwaneri, we're going to chat about him. He was an unused sub. I'm not fine with that, but I'm okay that Marino got the start, although he looked a bit off the pace for sure. But yeah, man, I mean, you just watch it, you're thinking about the left wing, and in that first half, you just saw the same things over and over. And for me, I think 11, it's so sad that this is episode 111 and Sticks just did not show up.
It is the Sticks episode. This was for him. This is supposed to be his chaining day, and it is not. It's absolutely not. Man, it's had to. It's the third option right back. Szoboszlai is a great player. Like, let's not even trip about that. Dude's a great player, but he's not a right back. So you expect your pacey left winger to be going at him 1v1. Let's see what he got. I honestly can't remember an action of Martinelli driving at Szoboszlai. I cannot think of one. And I think that in itself shows you everything you really need to know.
His one highlight came around the 60th minute, I think, when he was tracking back defensively and he intercepted a ball. He was really crucial in that moment. And I just felt like that was it. You got the one thing that you were playing him for. Now please sub him, because it just, he's not, I'm very surprised that he started him, the manager. Honestly, he looks so down. His confidence is just clearly not there. The decision he made for that one highlight that's gone viral where he didn't pass it to Victor and then just got bodied off by Konate. How many times have I sat here and watched Martinelli get pushed off the ball by Konate? I'm just tired of it, dude.
He stays in his pocket. Konate loves playing the Arsenal and seeing Martinelli out on the wing. Martinelli versus Trent used to be awesome, right? Cooking him. Put him in the pot and just absolutely cooking the dude. But then Konate's there like, all right, nah, you're done. That's enough. Always has him in his pocket, so that's a shame. Again, I think after 45 minutes, it's just like we didn't have enough creativity. There's not enough offensive action. Shout out to my one to watch on the other side, Noni Madueke. I want to say that was his announcement game. He looked really, really good. If anything's going to happen, it was going to happen on the right side. But your tried and true left winger that he chose to play, yeah, I think it might have been a mistake. And dare I say, KP, I don't know if we're going to see this dude for a while. I don't know if Martinelli's going to be on the field.
Well, it looks like the window is now shut. It's in the afternoon on the East Coast, so it looks like he is staying. There are injuries happening. I can see him getting time here and there, 11. But for me, he should not start again until we have a domestic cup match. I'm looking at a Carabao Cup game and thinking that's a game he can start, as far as I'm concerned as a fan right now. I think even in the Champions League, I don't want to see it because he's got Victor now. He's occupying the two center backs. The fact that you still can't get around a makeshift center mid is a problem. I'm so happy your one to watch just showed consistency, showed that he's a real baller, because we're not talking about Benny Blanco today as he was absent. But man, Madueke, I am so happy to have this player in our club. I hope people are apologizing. I hope they've totally changed their tune, because if you were going for Madueke's head before he even put an Arsenal shirt on, as far as I'm concerned, you should stop supporting the club.
Really good performance, man. I'm happy for him. 3 players on the pitch, 3 attacking players, Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke. I think Madueke shined. He outshined the other 2 easily. Had a great game. Kirkes on skates. He got the better of Kirkes. I think early on Kirkes knew, like, I'm not with it. Like, he's kind of holding on for dear life. There was a few fouls that were kind of ticky-tack where they're going 50-50, grabbing each other and whatnot. And then as soon as Madueke gets the upper hand, they're calling the foul. I think he went for pace at him a few times. Like, Kirkes I don't think he was having a great time. Oh, Saka's out. Thank the heavens Saka's out. And then Madueke's over there also getting the better of him. So, yeah, I mean, Madueke, shout out. If there's ever a chance that Saka's back, Martinelli's there, and let's just say Eze is out, Madueke is my left wing. I think to me, that's solidified.
100%. He's showing a lot. He's showing he can have really good chemistry with Timber behind him. A couple of those cutbacks when he passed it back to him, they were so sharp, the passes, setting up Timber so he could go right from the edge of the box. And then he's shown that he can play on the other side with Calafiori. A lot of chaos on that side. That's always exciting. And honestly, he is so fast. After that first, I think 20 minutes in, or maybe 30, Zubimendi played that pass over the top to Madueke, and they had that full sprint. After that, you just knew, Kirkes knew, I'm beat for pace today. Yeah, this is not good.
Absolutely was. I guess rounding out the first half, we talked about the lineup and potential changes. Obviously, it's hindsight, right? Hindsight's 2020. Are there any moments in the first half that you kind of think we should go back to? Because if we were going to end up getting 3 points in this game the way it ended up, I think a goal in the first half would have done it.
Well, in the first half, I think we got away with one, didn't we? when David Raya played it into the
yes,
middle.
sir. Yeah.
We really got away with that. So if they score early, is it a completely different game? If we score, is it a shutout? Like, honestly, with the way we were playing, I was feeling pretty good about the 2-0 call. But I don't know if I could change anything. If I could change anything, I would go back to the last 2 weeks and give Mikel Merino a little bit more time, because I felt like in the first half, he looked like a person who hasn't played for 2 games.
He was a little bit off it, I felt. He didn't look up to the pace of the game. He looked kind of slow. There's just a few moments where he's trying to get his feet set. He did look slow. If I could go back to any of the moments, and I know you were counting them, the corners. We had quite a few corners in the first half. I gotta say, not one of them ended up challenging Allison. So that's where I would look.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And honestly, like, I was also really happy to see Big Gabby walking out with the captain's armband. It looks like it goes Odegaard, Saka, Big Gabby. So I hate to break it to Tony Adams, but Declan Rice isn't even in the top 3 conversation, it looks like, in the dressing room. Big Gabby played so well, Steven. I have 0 talking points about him. Again.
The back line in general, huge day yesterday. Got to give, I think, all 4 of them respect. Big Gabby's obviously that guy. He's the leader of the back 4. Number 3, Mosquera. Big Gabby, I think, kind of looked after him a little bit. Also gave him confidence. Like, and you called it out when we were watching it together. Immediately, this dude comes on in the 5th minute. Immediately is getting the ball. Immediately, they're passing this dude the ball. Like, here, get involved. He looked calm. He looked cool. I think that not only instilled confidence in himself, but his teammates as well. Like, this dude is calm at Anfield. He's here to play the game. He had a excellent showing. I'm actually really happy for him, and also like looking forward to, well, if for some reason Sleep is out, I think Mosquera can do a job.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like this guy is 21? Or no, he's 19. So it looks like we've found a gem, dude. The way you think back to the last 2 seasons, we've had to have a makeshift center back come in against Liverpool specifically. It's happened during games where Kiwior has had to step up, and every time that he's stepped on the pitch, it's just looked a little bit nervy. It's looked like, you notice him a lot, that we made a change. With Mosquera, it wasn't that obvious. In the first half, a couple of times touches were a little long. Some of the passing around looked like it almost got caught, but hey, got away with it. And I was really impressed with him, man. I gotta say, really impressed with him. And it's gotta be a calming feeling, though, as a 19-year-old, to have Big Gabby next to you, but then look to your right, and there's a guy named Jurriën Timber, and nobody's getting by him, bro.
No, Timber had a hell of a day, man. Like, dude is tough. So I know Ben White is, obviously, he's injured, didn't even make the team this week. But again, I don't know if he's going to get back in for a little bit while Timber's playing at this specific level. Then you also look at the other side. Calafiori is playing, bro. I want to say that's the one, obviously he's playing solid, but that's the one guy in the back four you're probably like, dang, he might have a tough day. He wanders everywhere, but he's got to be tracking Salah. He might have a tough day. I thought he played really, really well. I think he represented his defensive side really well yesterday.
Richie had a good game. Absolutely, dude. It's nice that the diagonals couldn't get over to Salah. He's too tall. So that's really helpful. And then he blocked a couple of crosses, which were nice. Same thing again. Legs are so long, dude. He can really reach for those. So I felt like, yeah, you're right. Defensively, he really showed out. I've got a talking point as we wrap up the game about some of these unused subs, specifically Miles Lewis-Skelly, because I'm not sure how he's feeling. But Richie is holding down the shirt, and as long as he's fit, it looks like he's the starting left back.
Starting left back, played well. This goes back to the very beginning of this conversation with Martinelli. Did he really need Martinelli there? Did he really need him? I'm going to say no. What do you think?
I think you're right. I said that in the last game. After the last game, you said a lot of people are making the point that Martinelli should start because of how good he is defensively. And I told you, we just won a game 5-0. I don't know how much that matters about a about a left winger. I just don't know.
I'm gonna say it was a mistake at the end of the day. Didn't really need it. Had the one moment you're talking about in the 60th minute where he came back and won a ball. Awesome. That's great. I think another player could have done that. I'll be real with you. It's not like he's back there defending Salah, I don't remember him winning a ball off Salah, to be honest. Okay. I don't remember him doing anything to Szoboszlai to create any actions. I remember last year the talking point was, use Martinelli to wear down the right back. Use him to wear him down. Guess who ended up scoring in the 83rd minute? The right back. Shout out to that.
Shout out to that, dude. And honestly, Calafiori, I heard that he was tied for the most shot attempts on the squad with Madueke. So you're talking about him shutting down Salah. I remember him visibly in a couple of really good moments going forward as well. There was the one sequence, Steven, that I think it was Timber who rolled it back to him. It looked like it took forever for that ball to get to Calafiori. I felt really good about that one.
That was, he was like on the D. He's like asking for it. I just don't know why Timber couldn't put the pace on the ball, but it finally got to him and he tried to like hit a Trivela like outside the boot shot and it ended up getting blocked. But that was a good moment, which is sad. We're talking about a moment that didn't even get on frame, but like that was a good moment in the game. Calafiori is that dude. Lewis Skelly, I feel bad for him. Dude, because Calafiori is going to be playing.
A little bit. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how he copes with that, to see how the fitness levels are maintained. In the meantime, before we kind of wrap up by talking about 14, because we got to talk about 14, I want to talk about the two center mids, Rice and Zubimendi. Big game for Zubimendi. I feel like these last couple of games, he's been kind of just testing the waters, as we've talked about. And this one felt like, I need you to go through the gears today.
I'm saying my man of the match from Arsenal, best player on the field, was Declan Rice.
Really?
Stepped up to the challenge. I thought Declan Rice was all over the place in a good way. I thought he played really well. Zubimendi, and we were talking about this yesterday, man. Didn't really notice him a ton. Whether that's a good thing for your six or a bad thing, I guess that's up for you to make the call. I get the feeling that he's just not really he's not up on his gears yet. Like he's not playing his top-notch ball.
Yeah, not noticing your six. I don't know how I feel about it. So far, he's good. He's really involved, and this was a big test. And I thought, honestly, the midfield battle was, I would say, won by us a little bit.
Yes.
So that's also nice. But yeah, Declan Rice, man of the match. Wow. That's an interesting shout, dude. That's an interesting. I don't know if I could like change it or kind of push back on it, but it's interesting that you noticed him so much. I can't remember that much about him.
I feel like he had a ton of recoveries, won a lot of balls. I mean, Liverpool are the counter-attacking team. I feel like he had the ability to shut down quite a few of those moments. I don't think it's something that goes down in the stat sheet of like, these awesome opportunities that he had, but I think he defensively was on the level. Like attacking wise, we overall did not have enough creativity other than Madueke. He's the only one that was trying to create things. Everyone else overall, just so. But I would agree. The midfield battle, we won that. I think we did dominate that area of the pitch.
Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. Well, let's talk about 14. Let's talk about what we've got up top here. After 3 games, 2 goals, being a brace. Honestly, this game, he was a little bit involved. Not in the beginning. Again, not in the beginning, but he had a few good moments. Didn't get a shot, I don't think. So this is another game that I feel like, why isn't this striker that we paid all this money for getting any shots off?
Here's my question for you would be, do you think this is up to him or the players around him?
Well, I feel very strongly that we miss Kai Havertz. I don't know how much people are talking about it, but I think Kai Havertz is really missed, and this guy is having to adjust to a lot really fast. Maybe that's impacting him a bit. I'm I'm not sure how much I want to use the he's not getting service card. I'm just not sure because there's like other elements of the game that I'm just not seeing.
Interesting. I don't know if it's as much him. I'm going more of the service direction. The one chance I think he did have, it was potentially second half, Madueke outright, put a ball into the box. He was actually getting the wrong side of, I think it was Joe Gomez, but he just got his toe on it and put it out for a corner. There's a few moments where he's on the shoulder. Martinelli doesn't play the pass. What are you gonna? There's nothing he can do about that. If you're not giving him the ball, and he's that guy. I don't remember us playing him through. Obviously, he's playing against Van Dijk and Konate, and there was some moments early where they're like, you can tell they're playing hard on him, right? Giving him the body check and everything. So he should be expecting that at this point. But when you're playing with Martinelli, Madueke, and then your other two potential compliments are Declan Rice and Marino, I just don't think there's enough creativity on the field. Kai Havertz with that team plays better because he gets involved with everybody and plays off of them. Where I think Gyökeres is a player that's like, you have to cater to me. That's the kind of player he is. You have to cater to me. I'm not catering to you because I don't have those abilities.
Yeah, I guess that's the part. That's the part that I just feel like it's completely missing. I don't see him very involved in the build-up in any way. So I don't know how much that is also impacting our passing lanes. You're right. There are times that he makes the run and he's just not being serviced. I totally hear that perspective. I just don't know if that's like, feels like a little bit of just like a easy pass to say that about him right now. But, I hear you. He did have good moments. Like I said, he was involved. They did play him a couple of times. He had the knockdowns. He kept control of it. It was good to see. I did feel like he occupied the two center backs pretty well. He did prevent sort of Virgil van Dijk from playing those typical long passes that we see, but pressing is still not there. These next couple of weeks, the international break is going to be really good for him, man. Absolutely.
I think it'll be good for him. You're not like turning on him, right? Like you're not saying he's not the guy.
No, I think he can definitely score goals. No. I definitely feel like he can score goals. I think that I just really feel like Kai Havertz starts this game.
We had called that before. Yeah. This was the game we were on the calendar like Kai Havertz is playing here. And this is after Gyökeres started the first game, but it's like at Anfield, Havertz is up for it. We know he likes to go body for body with Van Dijk. He's put on some pounds. Like this was a great game for him to start. I just think he just needs more time, fitness levels, all that stuff. We have to figure out how to play with him. Yeah. He's a different player, man. He's just a different player. I totally get the sense of, well, he's not fitting into our system. How can he get involved? I just don't think he's that guy. I don't think he's that kind of player.
Yeah. Hopefully the goals come. And, I'll be honest with you. We finally made subs, right? We finally made subs in the 70th minute. If I were to send one note to the manager, it's that why? Why was our first unforced sub at the 70th minute?
Gotta ask the question. It was pretty obvious. I think it was the 55th minute onward. The momentum kind of changed. And I'm not saying Liverpool were like all over us or anything, but there was a change of momentum. The Mo had shifted at that point. Once the Mo had shifted, Liverpool made their changes. And this is, man, it's the same shit as last season, man. It's the same shit. We're not proactive. We always react. When the momentum shifts, it would have been a great time to make some moves. Martinelli's not having a great day today. Maybe we should change that. Marino's not having a great day today. Maybe we should. It's obvious. The changes are sitting in front of our face, and we waited till the 70th minute to make them. That is a question mark for me, man.
It's almost like we went into the game with a very clear plan, right? And we had earmarked at the 70th minute, bringing on Eze, bringing on Odegaard. Nothing else matters. Not the game state, not my team and all that shit. I'm just going with this, and this is happening. And that has to change. We've sat here and we've said Mikel, like, thank you for these times. Honestly, I was so excited to go to Anfield without this fear that we're going to concede 4 fucking goals. That's awesome. That's down to you. But also, I need you to make better subs. I need you to use the subs better. You have to become better at in-game management. This has to change, dude. This has to change. It doesn't matter. It's to your point of predicting that Saka is going to play 25 games minimum, 90 minutes. I don't care that you've signed a player behind him. As long as I'm not seeing it from Mikel, it doesn't matter who you sign.
That's my one knock from the day. The big one. To me, that's the big knock. The starting Martinelli, Marino, like, I don't put that as much on a decision because you put the player out there and hopefully they can perform. That one was more of the game is happening. We're watching it. Something changed. There was a change in momentum. All of a sudden, Liverpool got a few shots off. They weren't great shots, but they did get a few. And they had the offside goal. Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Why are we sitting on our hands? Make the change to obviously break the flow of the game, right? 2 substitutions, break the flow of the game. And then also, there's a few players out there where, again, it's obvious. It's obvious where the changes need to come from. So why wait? I think that's one of those questions that we're never going to get answered, right? They're just never going to get answered.
And even if you're waiting for the other team to make a change, they made a change at the 61 minute. 61. You waited 9 minutes to react to that change? That's too long. That's too long. 65th minute, there should have been a sub. But listen, the subs do happen. We do get to see number 10 on the pitch. And he looked pretty fucking good, didn't he?
This dude comes on. I think he had like his first couple touches. KP immediately like, where has this been all day? Where the hell has this been all day? Just touched the ball, looking calm, cool, collected, actually making the right side of their team work. I feel like there was like a little nervousness from the right side of their field. It's like, yeah, this dude's here to play. If I can obviously go back in time and call Mikel Arteta, I might tell him, put number 10 in. I think he needs to start. Put the big man in.
He either starts or he gets 45 minutes. 20 minutes? Come on. That's just such a miss from the manager. That's a really, really bad miss from the manager, man. And you know what? Honestly, Mikel, I'm going to keep it real with you. The audacity to get up there after the game and say that he missed that chance and he could have won the game for us. It's like, man, he played 20 minutes. I saw everything that I've been asking for 70 minutes. Imagine what he could have done, Mikel. Imagine what he could have done.
It is crazy. Just talking about that moment specifically, I think everybody's wondering why the hell he didn't shoot. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in his head. I don't know why he didn't shoot. But that is actually so funny that he called that out in the press conference.
Where these cojones been all day, huh? Come on, bro. Be about it, Mikel. And then honestly, the in-game management, to see Max Dowman get on the pitch, Steven, I don't care how excited the fan base has been. I couldn't believe my fucking eyes.
That was like pretty crazy. A goal down and the kid comes on. Again, I'm looking at the bench. You got a Trossard there. Okay. You have a Waneri there. Okay. And you have Dowman. I don't know in what world Max Dowman comes on. Maybe he's that good. I don't know. Maybe he really is that good. But if I was Trossard, just got his new contract, got his raise. It's like, damn. 15-year-old kid. Damn.
What happened there? Here's the most frustrating thing to me today, September 1st, is that it is September 1, 2025. And I looked at the team sheet. On the bench, there was number 71, Andre Anus. No disrespect to this individual. I'm sure the future is bright. But why, as an Arsenal fan, am I watching a 15-year-old come on to be my game changer and seeing someone that I don't know on the team sheet in September 1, 2025? Explain that to me, chat.
Woof. Again, we're not here like talking shit about Dauman. Like that's not what this is.
This has nothing to do with Dauman, dude.
Nothing to do with Dauman. We're specifically talking notes to the manager, right? Like, what is the thought process? We've had these questions through the years. Love Mikel, got us to this place. But there's always kind of like weird things, in our opinion, that happen. Like, why did he decide to do that? That's an interesting choice. They're questions that never get answered, but they seem to repeatedly happen, which is the weird part about it. It's like we're repeatedly having like, why did he make that decision? That's a weird one. Put on this kid for that time. Didn't really do anything. Again, this isn't about Max Dauman, because if he did make something happen, let's play that card. Let's play devil's advocate, KP. Imagine the kid comes on and he does something. Whether he scores, he gets a penalty, an assist. What is our reaction on the flip?
I think, sit here and say, wow, that was amazing from him. But I got to ask, why is he playing?
See, I was almost like playing devil's advocate when I put my mind in like that. It's like, well, maybe he's that fucking good. Like, honestly, like maybe he trusts him that fucking much. Because when Neri was that young, it's not like he was getting the minutes like that. He absolutely wasn't. At Anfield, they're like, maybe we're just not seeing it. Maybe this dude is that good. Maybe Mikel's not that kind of guy. I don't know.
I think it's really, really strange. Okay, keep me honest. There's two things on this pod that I would say we take issue with when it comes to Mikel Arteta. One is substitutes, from my perspective, always. And two,
I agree with you on one. That is something we both agree on.
And two, player management. I think that's you.
I agree with that.
And what kind of message are you sending to Ethan Nwaneri, who scored 9 goals last season, signed a new contract, and is sitting there at Anfield wondering, hey, I know I can bang these, right?
Yo, I'm playing devil's advocate. Like, is he that good? I don't know. But I do know Nwaneri can score. I know Trossard can score. Like, that's a tough one for me to swallow, honestly.
So it's difficult. 5 years have passed, and the substitutions are still an issue. The player management seems to be still an issue because it leaves a lot of question marks. And then you're just wondering, are people right to start calling for a new manager? I don't know. Because I'm really happy, honestly. I think things are going really great. And I want to see him succeed because he's done so great for where we are. But sometimes it's like, I just don't know, man.
This is an interesting game to talk about because it's a hard one to swallow because we're the better team. That's my opinion. Maybe I'm a homer. I believe we played better at Anfield. We didn't really deserve to lose. Hell of a goal, right? Wonder strike can take nothing away from Szoboszlai. Did Liverpool deserve to get a goal in the game? I don't know if they did. Did we necessarily deserve to win or get a goal in the game? I don't even necessarily think we did either. A draw seemed like a fair result after the way both teams performed. So I'm not taking their performance and like trying to, I don't think we're going at the team necessarily. But it is interesting to see things from the manager. And it's just like these question marks that we get. Just a question mark. Like, I'm not blaming Mikel for the result. That's what I'm, I guess, ultimately trying to say. I'm not blaming Mikel for the result.
I would also add that I'm sitting here 24 hours later, and I don't feel any type of way about like, oh, we lost the league. I've seen enough in these first 3 games from Liverpool to think, ooh, I don't know if they are going to win it all. Maybe things are going to change now after the transfer window has just ended. But I don't feel after that game that, oh, we have no chance of winning the league now. So like none of that is playing in my head. I'm just thinking, Mikel, you got to do a little better as an elite manager.
Maybe that's where I'm always at. You expect a manager to like sometimes win you a game or like get you a result. We don't really get those. And I'm talking from in-game management. There's maybe the little tweak that they do, substitution. I don't feel like we ever really get those moments. Am I wrong in saying that?
No, think that's fair. I mean, even last season when it worked for us, like we got it against Leicester, right? We brought on Mikel Merino after we had played for 70 minutes. It was a nice little new wrinkle. It worked, and then we just kept starting it forever. That was it now.
That's one of his favorites, right? That's straight out the playbook of Mikel Arteta. Run it into the ground.
Tried it. It worked. It's what we're doing from now on until it, one day doesn't. And then I'll figure something out. And I don't know, man. I mean, it's an issue, dude. It's an issue. And I really hope that Mikel starts to make some hard decisions. This game for me, Martinelli starting, is a little bit of sentiment involved, and I want to see Mikel be as ruthless as he has been in the past in other situations like this. Show me you mean business. After international break, I don't want to see number 11 on the starting sheet. Show me you mean something.
The socials seem to really flip. This was finally the moment. We've kind of been on this. If he's not going to show it, why does he keep being on the team sheet? Trossard seems to be in my opinion, I think you're on the same page, just the better piece for us. Martinelli hasn't been the guy for years now. He just hasn't been. It's time to be ruthless. And this one hurts because he's one of our own, right? Came to us as a teenager. We built him up into the player he is. But if it's time, it's time. Then you on the flip. Last player that we needed to talk about, you wanted to talk about Lewis Skelly, the other teenager that he can't get on the field right now. Did you want to say something about Lewis Skelly?
Well, I'm just curious how he's feeling going into this international break. Literally, as we're recording right now, Arsenal officially announced the signing of Piero Hincapié from Bayer Leverkusen. It's a loan move to Arsenal. So you've got this left back coming in. You've got Calafiori. You've got Lewis Skelly not getting much time. And, going back to player management, we don't know what kind of conversations are happening. He just signed an extension. Are they going to start putting him in the center mid? But, it doesn't matter unless Mikel takes those chances. And I'm not seeing it, right? This game, could you have made a decision to put Calafiori at center back and Lewis Skelly at left back if you knew that there's a problem with Saliba, but you went with Mascara anyways? I just don't know what some of these underlying things mean for a player like Lewis Skelly who just had a breakout year. I'm a little worried about him.
Gotcha. Do you think it's more about Mikel trying to send a message? And that's to Waneri and Lewis Skelly both. They both didn't get on the field. You think he's trying to send a message to them?
Maybe he likes to try these mind games, and I guess every player reacts to it differently, right? We'll see how Ethan reacts to it. I would be pretty disappointed if I was the two of them coming out of Anfield to not get any time. I'm not saying the players on were kind of performing poorly to be calling for changes, but one or two of them, maybe even in Marino. I know there was talk of maybe Ethan Waneri starts, but Lewis Skelly in the middle? Is that a crazy shout for Lewis Skelly to be playing and Declan Rice to be at the 6? Those are the things that I just don't see. And it worries me a little bit.
That's a cojones move right there. And it didn't happen. Either one of those dudes coming in to start. That would be the cojones move. Instead, he went with the defensive options, the safe stuff. Marino and Martinelli. That's the safest options. That's what he did. We didn't get across the line. I guess it's really, I'm going to say it's fan by fan basis, I guess your own opinions. My opinion would be to go for it. The way we played, I've said this about 5 times now. We looked the better team. That's how I felt. If we had more firepower, maybe we could have got across the line. That's just how I feel about it. But the moves that he made were conservative. Conservative as fuck. So we got a conservative result and a worldie beat us. That's football, man. We got football.
Yeah. And, that's the other thing we've talked about, how much he likes to narrow these games down to the smallest margins. And sometimes the smallest margins can still go against you. And it happens, right? It's football at the end of the day. Listen, the transfer window is officially closed. I just saw that Hincapié announcement. So welcome to Arsenal. That I think makes it a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 new players that we have now signed this window. 8 players who, this guy I haven't seen at all play, I'll be honest with you. But so far, from the 7 players at least that we signed, they all seem like first team players.
It seems like there's a lot of good mentions about him. And this is on the socials. I haven't seen him play either. But people think he's a player. He seems to be a player. He's quick. He's pacey. Can play, left center back, left back. The overlapping player that we don't have. Awesome. We talked last pod about rating the transfer window. And I said 9.5. Maybe if we get some sales, blah, 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 blah. Now with this dude, it's a 10 out of 10. You can't ask for anything more. There are no excuses. There are no excuses based on the squad we have.
And look, I've been thinking more about your stance on outgoings, wanting to see a few more. And I also just feel like Berta came in to the job. It seems like the objective was clear. Go and sign really, really good players. And then the outgoings, we'll figure it out. Sometimes we get this sort of nearsightedness about the timing of these things that we just forget. Look, in January, there could be a lot of teams lined up in January who now suddenly need players. How often do we sit here and we say, oh, it's really hard to sign a really good forward in the January window? Guess who's available in the January window? He wears 11 on his back. He's ready to go.
Don't do it to him. Don't do it to him, man. Sheesh. It was obviously we got some outgoings today. I think you mentioned Sambi, Kibior, Porto. Sounds like Fabio Vieira is going to Hamburg with Sambi, like kind of both of them are going to the same place. And then we also have Reece Nelson to Brentford. So like most of those are loans, but hey, I think keeping some unhappy faces out of the squad is great. Excellent window. Brought in 8 players. But KP, don't forget this one thing. We are now out 5 players for injury. 3rd game in the season, 5 players out. And I'm throwing Odegaard into that. So in the back line, you already have Saliba and Ben White. 2 injuries. In the forward line, who do you got? You got Saka out. You got Kai Havertz out. And then I'm going to throw in Odegaard in the center mid because he couldn't start the game. That's 5 players that I would say are starters for us, especially going back to last season. Now Timber's looking great, but I'll put Ben White in there. Typical starter for the Arsenal. 5 of them already out. That's craziness. That's craziness, man.
It's not great. It's not great, but it is a World Cup year. I keep saying that. So some of these decisions up front have to be made a little bit earlier. Like maybe Saka is fine and everything will be okay. Maybe Odegaard is fine and everything will be okay. But all of these players know that in 9 months, they want to be representing their country. That's why Kai Havertz had to get the surgery, I'm pretty sure. It was just like, you might as well do it now, right? If you were serious about being involved in that tournament. They're going to happen. Injuries are going to happen. Do they seem to happen a lot more to us? It sure as hell feels that way.
It feels that way. It's just really disappointing for the season to just start. 5 players that were part of your starting 11 last year are now hurt. And it's not just, it seems like maybe there's a couple onesie twosies like Odegaard is, maybe it's a week to week thing. But like Havertz is a substantial one. Saka is substantial. I hope Saliba is not, but Ben White seems like it's substantial. He can't get on the field.
Yeah. No, it's really tough, man. I will tell you, your favorite defender is now officially announced by the club to be leaving to Porto. Jakub Kiwior. Gotta say thank you for your time.
Thank you for your service. I want to say I could see him being like a cult hero type player. You never loved seeing his name go on the team sheet. But I want to say after the end of the game, you're like, yeah, he did good. He did us no wrong. So I enjoyed last year from Kiwior specifically. I felt like he'd had a lot of growth. Porto, I think you're getting a good one, a solid one.
Yeah, and look, I mean, it's 8 players in. It looks like it's 10 players out. There's a lot of the 10 that you just forget about because they ran down their contracts. like a Jorginho, like a Kieran Tierney. There's still outgoings, right? I guess the thing is that we've only had one first team starter exit the club in Thomas Partey.
Okay. Yeah. Again, strong window. There are no excuses. For me, injuries happened last year. There were excuses there because we have to play Marino up top. Odegaard was out for months. Who's his backup? We don't have one. There are backups all over the pitch now. And they are not just backups. Like, they are real players. Madueke was our best attacking player, and he just came in. So, no excuses, man.
No excuses. Absolutely. Mikel already knows how we feel about him being the scapegoat this season. And look, man, we don't want that. We want you to succeed. So just please show it. Show it on the pitch. Show it with some of the decisions. And I got to be honest with you, everyone got better this summer window. Has anyone stood out to you?
You know who I'll actually knock on, we had this discussion yesterday, was City. I don't know if they've gotten better, to be honest. And they just lost to Brighton, and maybe that's why. Just not impressed with what they got. I think they've lost a lot. That's what I would put it more on. They've lost more than they've brought in. They've tried to bring in players. Just doesn't seem like it's up to their level yet. I'm sure Pep will get them there. But right now, today, they're just not to their level. I'm trying to think of a team that I'm really impressed with. I mean, I think this Isak thing is done, no?
Yeah.
200 million pound players one summer. Wow, that's actually crazy work.
Liverpool have done really well in the window. This Wirtz guy, by the way, not that impressed.
Say more. I was waiting for the announcers, the commentators yesterday to talk some shit about the 100 million pound player out there that's kind of invisible. Didn't hear a word.
It's kind of crazy. The commentators were so quick to talk about Victor Gyökeres. So quick, dude. It was like, hey, what about this guy? He's not doing anything. I guess he had the shot that was the goal that got called offside. But maybe he had a couple of good moments in the middle. Overall, not just based on his performance against Arsenal, these first 3 games, I mean, he just looks like he's not ready for the league, bro, if you know what I mean.
He looked kind of small. He looks a little slight. Again, maybe when you're 100 million pounds, you're obviously a player. Everyone knows it. It's just a shame if you're coming in from that much. You're not putting up any numbers. I don't see any actions from you that impress me. But of course, it's Liverpool, so no one's talking about it. No one's giving him grief because it's Liverpool, and Liverpool don't deserve that.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. They've got Ekitike, who also did not impress me in that game. So they really needed Isak, to be honest with you, because they didn't have a threat going forward against us. Did you really feel that they were going to score?
I didn't. In years past, when we play them, they're going to score. Like, it's just going to happen. They counter on us. They get tons of opportunities. I got to give a shout out, RIP Diogo Jota. Anytime that dude was on the field against us, scary hours. Not like this huge goal scorer, but against us, I did not like playing the dude. Scary. Firmino, scary. They loved playing against us. I gotta say, yesterday, didn't get the vibe from almost anyone. Salah's the one guy, obviously, he's dangerous, but didn't have that feeling yesterday at all.
No. So we'll see. We'll see how they do. I think Fulham. I want to give a shout out to Fulham. They have signed a few good players. It looked like they just used Reece Nelson the whole window to get a lot of other deals done based on what I'm gathering. And I'm kind of excited for them. That's a good team, dude. From the early games so far, the team that has impressed me that I think, maybe they'll get in the top 8 and no one's talking about them, it's Fulham.
I like that shout. They made some good business like the last 2 seasons, I think. They brought in some quality players. They have more depth now. I think they had a tough result against Chelsea this weekend. Tough result, not great. So I think Fulham's a good shout. I'm going to throw another team that didn't have a good transfer window, Villa. Aston Villa does not look very good, man. They've been on the rise. They're like the opposite of Fulham, where like they did have a few good transfer windows and they looked solid. Seems like they've lost their juice.
Some weird things happening there. I don't know what ended up happening with Martinez. It sounded like he just signed a contract last minute. He's staying. I don't fully know everything that's happening. I saw maybe Jadon Sancho is going to get there. I mean, that's not a good sign if you're Aston Villa and you're signing Jadon Sancho on deadline day. Been there.
That's a tough move. You're talking about potential moves in January. I was thinking about this morning. I have one team that I would like to see Martinelli go to, and this is in the Prem. Do you have someone in mind?
Someone in mind for Martinelli.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him go abroad. I don't want to see him in the Premier League because, one, I think he really, really likes Arsenal. And two, look, as much as we have been talking about him in these last 2 years, I don't want to see him in the league. I don't.
Okay, I'm going to ask the question. One team in the Premier League that he has to go play for.
Oh, man, one team in the Premier League has to go play for. Give him to Brentford. I like Brentford, so I'd like them to stay up. I think he would help them.
Interesting. Huh. I think a Crystal Palace, man.
Oh, wow, yeah.
They fit his game style. Like, they fit the way he wants to play. I feel like that's a great team for him to go and try to flourish at. Right? I'm specifically choosing a team that is for him, not a team that's because I think they suck or they're not going to be good and all that blah blah blah. Nah, I think he could do well at Crystal Palace, and good for his mental health, man.
That's it. That's an interesting shout out, dude. It really is. I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, man. Before we wrap up this pod, obviously before the weekend there was the Champions League draw that came out. We now know who Arsenal will face in the league phase, and generally speaking, I think a very, very favorable draw for us. Not something we're used to.
Pretty favorable. I think it's going to be a good campaign. So we have 3 big dogs on the schedule. 2 of them are at home. 1 is away. So yeah, I think it's a solid schedule, especially with the 3 teams that we're going to play. 2 of them play that defensive ball, man. I think that's a good those be good experiences for us.
Yeah, I mean, Atletico Madrid at home, that's kind of exciting. Bayern Munich at home, that's going to be fun. Inter away again. Had them last season too. What did we lose that game 1-0 to a penalty?
We lost that game 1-0, and that was like one of the first games we had in the Champions League that last year.
Yeah, this time it's near the end. It looks like it's the second to the last game. There's some random clubs in there, that you like to see. Olympiacos should be fun. But no, overall, I mean, from the eight teams, I would say 6 wins pretty easily, and it should be good to go. I mean, you don't need that many points from last season. That's the thing I learned last season. I'm not putting too much weight behind these.
Agreed. We should, knock on wood, we should definitely be through with these games. Olympiacos, I want some revenge there. They're playing the Champions League music now. They're not playing that Europa League music, all right? It's different. I would like to stick it to Olympiacos just for old time's sake.
Some of these games could be very high scoring, dude. Athletic Club, that's going to be fun to watch that game. That's the very first game. It looks like we are away. So Olympiacos at home. At home? Come on, man. Come on, first official home game of the Champions League? Yeah, I want to see 4 goals.
Stick it to them. And then there's also Club Brugge. It's a little bit later. It's in December. That's away. But they had a really good campaign last year. So they might actually be decent. Who knows? I want to say they at least made the round of 16. Potentially the quarters. I don't remember. But they had a solid squad last year.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. Some of the other teams got really difficult draws. Did you pay attention to any of them?
No, I don't care about anybody else. Tell me about it.
The only one that really stands out is PSG. It looks like PSG has to play like 7 teams that you would consider a top team in their own league. Yeah. I think all of their opponents are from like the big 4 leagues. Like they didn't get any of those Czech teams.
Interesting. They're the team last year you were talking about the amount of points you need to get through. Remember weren't they like in 21st position or something and still got through? So I'm sure they'll be all right.
Yeah, I think they had like 8 or 11 points. You only need like 11 points, dude. So 4 games, we'll win 4 games. We'll be all right. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think obviously we mentioned it's the international break, so we're excited about that. Might have a little surprise for you, actually. Anything else that you want to get on the pod today?
You know, there's one thing that I mentioned it just for a second. You didn't mention it at all. The goal. The actual goal of the game that we lost to. You just breezed right past that. You're that sick to your stomach?
Well, honestly, I just don't think at all it has anything to do with David Raya. Like, so I didn't really bother talking about it because it's, for me, it's like, yeah, amazing goal. Like, that was an amazing goal. That's it. Bottom line. I'm not here to be like analyzing David Raya's positioning and what went wrong and could he be a little taller? Could he have done better? That's silly talk, dude. I've gone an hour on this beat without the need of that kind of silly talk, dude. We're built different.
I'm not asking for that. What I'm asking for is it's a footballing pod. Give respect where it's due. That was incredible. Like, that's an incredible goal. I mean, that's a goal. I mean, I can't remember the last type of goal we've been scored on like that. We had our moments last year with Rice against Real Madrid. It's a footballing pod. That was incredible.
It was. And the celebration was nice afterwards, too. Looked like just like a very confident person. And good for him, dude. I mean, he really showed out, man. He really showed. The number of times that we've had to put Thomas Partey at right back and walk out with a draw, and they put their center mid at right back, and it just absolutely bossed. It hurt. A lot of things about it hurt. And I don't want to relive it, man. You had to bring it up for me.
That's all I wanted to talk about. If you're talking about David Raya on that goal, go touch grass, go outside, turn off your screen for a week. Maybe you need. It's good that it's international break. You need to take a break from the game. All right. Don't worry about David Raya.
Yeah, have a walk around and then just get over yourself, okay? And then come back inside and everything's going to be fine, all right? Let me just give a big shout out to Arsenal women who will be back in action next weekend. But for now, we're going to take a little break and maybe link up with some other guys who'd love to talk Arsenal and drop a special episode next week for you as you try to also make the best of your time during international break. Wishing you all the best. We'll see you on the other side.
Be easy.